Ahoy, travelers! Dave here with Mango Travels. And today we're going to talk about the 5 types of cruisers who, let's just say, need some help. They need to make a change. So stick around and see if you agree. So, number 5 are who I like to call the elevator people. Now, these are people who get on the elevator when it's not going in the direction that they want, or they don't know what direction it's going. And I get it, you're impatient. You've waited 2 whole minutes for that elevator and it's ruining your vacation, and you're getting on regardless of the direction. Now, elevators on a cruise ship are hot, stuffy, and crowded, and you're not helping the situation. Additionally, although the chances of an elevator malfunctioning are very small, they are not zero. And I am not making any extra trips when I can relax and wait for the next car. Also, people who charge into an elevator without letting people out first. Doing that awkward side-to-side dance with someone trying to barge their way into an elevator, it's painful and unnecessary. Stop doing it. Just relax. You're all on vacation. This is what you're here for. Be nice. So number 4 are the buffet people. And this is anyone who uses their hands in the buffet. Now, on our recent Alaska sailing, I witnessed 2 very egregious acts. One was an older man who just reached in and grabbed a hot dog bun with his bare hands. I turned, I looked at him, and I picked up the tongs and showed them to him. Didn't say a word, just, hey man, but please use the tongs. That's disgusting. Another was there was a ramen bar set up, and there was a girl. She might have been 12 or 13, and the toppings for the ramen there were for display only, and it said for display. And she reached behind the sign, grabbed a shrimp out of the bucket, and started eating it right there. It was foul. No, thank you. I love ramen. Would not touch the ramen after that because I have no idea what's going on there. The next type of people are people who don't wash their hands. Cruise lines, cruise ships are full of something called high touch areas. The buttons on the elevator, every door, every place that you put your hands, there are 1,000 other people who have put their hands there. Wash your hands. The last thing you want to do, you paid good money to get on this ship. You paid good money for your vacation. You do not want to get sick. Don't get sick. Don't make other people sick. It's just that easy. Wash your hands. It's the easiest thing you can do, and it's free. And last, the people who lounge in the buffet for hours. Now, I get it. You're on vacation, but the buffet is usually a pretty busy place. And some of the views are great from there. Those chairs are not somewhere I want to sit for a long time. And you have people that have food and have nowhere to sit because you've been sitting at that same window seat for 2 or 3 hours. It's not a viewing lounge, people. It's a restaurant. Eat and get out. Go lounge by the pool. Go lounge by the bar. There are so many places that you can have a very nice view and a much better chair. And I beg you, please just eat and go. So number three are the casino people. Now, I love playing in the casino. I get casino comps. About half of our free cruises, about half of our cruises come from casino comps. They are not free. You do pay taxes, port fees, upgrades, drinks, gratuities. Like you end up paying a good amount of money for a quote free cruise. Now, if you can't stick to a budget, if you can't have a stop loss, if you are chasing, you need to stay out of the casino. You really do. You probably need to get some help. You shouldn't be gambling. But that's how casinos make money, unfortunately. It's entertainment. It is like going to a show. It is like shopping. You are going to lose money. Maybe not as much, maybe not all, but eventually you will lose money. Now, on one of my first cruises, when you play, especially table games, you get to know the people around you. You really do, especially if you're playing like every night. You get to know these people. And I ran into a gentleman. He was playing very hard, and he was always very intoxicated. Now, at the end of the cruise, everyone kind of, you go back in, you're talking, everyone kind of talks about, did they get a free offer for a free cruise? This was on Princess. And he's, I got the best offer, everything like that. Then he lets slip, he was down $30,000. He did not look like he had $30,000. I don't know. He was a younger guy. He looked like he is going to be paying off that free cruise for the rest of his life. It was sad. He should not have been in. He should have walked away much sooner. Much sooner. Never go down that much. It was really everyone around it killed the entire conversation when he let that slide. Everyone was like, "Oh no, this poor guy has got an issue." The second issue, well, I'm sorry. The second example I've seen, I was at a land-based casino, and I was playing a slot machine. I don't always play slot machines. If it looks cool, I'll sit down. I like the pretty colors. I like the flashing lights. Some of the themes are kind of neat. I know that it's really, it's just a computer flipping a coin, basically. That's all it is. And everything else is secondary to that. There was a guy sitting next to me at a slot machine crying, head down, literally weeping at a slot machine. And that's terrible. I feel bad for the guy. He should have never been there. He never should have been there. And the next type of people are the people who game the system for comps. Now, I'll let you in on some inside baseball here on cruises. You get a cruise card or you get a medallion on Princess, and that's how they track you for playing. On some cruise lines, they will combine the points for the room to determine offers. But most of them, each card, each medallion is separate. It's a separate account within the casino system, and they determine the number of points based on your theoretical values, based on these are old Vegas calculations that continuously get updated per game, so on and so forth, to get comps, whether it be a free meal, a free cruise, a gift certificate to the spa, whatever. There are people who will sit down and they will play on one card, one medallion in the casino, so that they stack all of their points. Now, the casino rules say you're not allowed to do this, but it seems that they kind of let that slide. Casino's making money. What do they care? Well, it's unfair for people like me, who I am a gambler who does not have someone to do that with, and nor would I. It's not fair. It's against the rules. Don't do it. So I think that those people, they should really crack down on that. They really should. If you're not the person of record that is tied to that medallion, that is tied to that card, they should invalidate all of your play. You don't get the wins. You don't get the points. In fact, they should reset all of the points on that card to 0, as far as I'm concerned, because it is unfair for the people who are actually there, who are actually playing, who are actually getting bumped out by these people who are gaming the system just to get that higher level comp. All right, number 2, we call them the rude or the messy people. Now, This is anyone who is rude to staff. If you are rude to your waiter, to your room attendant, to a bartender, anyone who works for the cruise line, if you're rude to the people at guest services, the people at the excursion desk, anyone, you're bad. You're wrong. You're wrong. Those people are so nice. They are there to help you. They are there most of the time, thousands and thousands of miles away from home, trying to make a better life for themselves and for their family. And they just don't need that from you. If you have a problem, you can handle it like a mature adult without being mean to them. It's unconscionable. The second kind of people are the messy people. People who leave a mess for the room steward. Those room stewards are the hardest working people I have ever met. Housekeepers at a hotel have a horribly difficult job. I could never do it. They have to run rooms so fast. Now imagine doing that twice a day. Imagine having to cater to people's individual needs. Oh, this room needs a bucket of ice. This room needs, more pillows. It is such an incredibly difficult job, and those people deserve all of the respect in the world. So here's the thing. If you have trash, gather it together. Clearly put it by a trash can. If the trash can is full, let them know for sure it is trash. Pick up your clothes. They do not want to play Tetris trying to clean the room around all of your junk. Pick it up. Make it nice. One of the biggest hacks, I'll say, when I started cruising, I would live out of my suitcase. And it was a mess. It was terrible. Now, I get to the room, I spend 10 minutes unpacking everything, and I don't have to worry about it. It's much nicer for the room steward. It's much nicer for me because I know where everything is. I don't have to dig through my suitcase or, heaven forbid, I have to actually pull my suitcase out to open it up to look for something. It is more of a waste of time to do that than it is to just take 10 minutes, organize everything, put everything away, and start your cruise. You walk into your room, you have your bags get delivered. You're eager to go do things, but just wait. There are some people that will wipe down high touch areas in their room with disinfecting stuff, and that's great. I'm all for that. Don't get sick. That was one of our previous items. Just take time to unpack. You will be doing your room steward such a huge favor. And I know, no. I give them money. It doesn't matter. Be nice to them. They have a dozen other rooms to deal with. Be the one that they want to see. Be the person they want to see in the hallway and say good morning to, because you brought a smile to their face. It's the easiest thing to do, and it'll only take you a few minutes. All right, and finally, number one. And these are people who remove gratuities. Oh, these people are number one because they are the worst, the absolute worst. I'm sorry, I'm so sorry, but they are the worst. Now, I grew up in restaurants. From the time I was in high school through college, I worked in restaurants. And what you don't see and this is American restaurants, obviously. So when you tip your server will walk around at the end of the night, and these are in, mid-level to higher end restaurants. They go around, they tip the bartender tips the bar back, the servers tip the line staff, the expediters. They tip out, the servers tip out. All of those tips are somewhat shared, and there are guidelines on how that's done. And one of the biggest stresses in restaurant management At the end of the night, it's people that person, I know they did more sales. They didn't give me enough. They're cheating. They this that. Now, that's imagine that's 20, 30 employees. Imagine 2,000 employees. This is why they have automatic gratuities. This is why they split that stuff. If you remove your gratuities and you just walk around and hand people $5, $10, $20 bills, the bar back, the laundry person, the people behind the scenes that make your cruise great, and you don't even know that they make your cruise great, are getting stiffed. They really are. And they are not going to get that money. So do not remove your gratuities. Yesterday, Tony had a thing, and it may not be yesterday when you see this, but Tony from La Lita Loca, I love his channel. I watch him pretty much every day. Had a short. Oh, what do you think about removing gratuities? Tony, it's wrong. It's wrong. Don't do it. It's wrong. You're robbing people. Don't do it. I know another channel that I've watched quite a bit, Poverty to Paradise. She has decided she is going to remove her gratuities. And a month later, I see a video from her. The service and cruises has gone downhill. Gee, wonder why. Listen, cruise lines, and if they don't do this, I don't know why, because it is one of the simplest things to do in today's day and age. If they are not data mining, if they are not taking notes on how to better serve their customers. Now, I'll tell you, and we are travel agents. I've traveled quite a bit. At Sandals Resorts, you get a small questionnaire before you show up. What you like, what you don't like, what kind of alcohol you like, and it's all for their butler service to find out how to better serve you to make your vacation unforgettable. I guarantee cruise lines are doing the same thing. If you are a difficult customer, you will have that in your file somewhere. If you remove your gratuities, I'm sure they should put that in there. If they don't, they should. And your service will reflect that. It's not a difficult thing for them to do. Data's cheap, and you can gather a lot of it very quickly. So I would be willing to bet that you will see your service start to suffer. And I don't mean you'll get bad service. I mean they will not go above and beyond. Why? Because you're not only hurting them, and you may not be hurting them. You may be giving them great tips. But you're hurting the people that they rely on to do their job. The bartender relies on the bar back. The wait staff relies on the dishwasher. The room steward relies on laundry. These people, if they're not getting paid, what happens if you show up on a ship and there are no laundry people? They can't fill those positions because so many people have removed gratuities that it's just not worth it for them. That's terrible. What happens then? Well, less cruises, higher cost to cruise, because demand would be higher and supply would be lower. So I know I went down a huge rabbit hole here. Don't remove your gratuities. It is part of your cruise cost. And I bristle every time I hear a server in the United States say, well, if you can't afford a 25% tip, you shouldn't be eating out. I don't disagree with that, because that's not the standard. They're asking for more, and they're trying to guilt you into giving them more than the standard. Standard in the United States has always been 15% for lunch, 20% for dinner. More based on the level of service. Usually we give 20 to 25%, and more depending. But I want to freely give that. Don't try to guilt me into it. To me, cruise gratuities are a cost that is built in. It is not a gratuity. It is a cost that is built in. It is a line item like port fees, like taxes, like the drink package. It's all built in. Just because you can remove it, you shouldn't. Don't do it. Absolutely not. Anyway, so this is Dave. We are a full-service travel agency, Mango Travels. We will leave our website, my personal email address below. If there's anywhere that we can help take you, this week has been a fantastic week. We've booked Disney, we've booked Holland America. We have had a fantastic week, and we would love to help you take your next vacation. As we say, we want to take your travel dreams and make them travel memories. And until next time, do everything you can to live in peace with everyone. Thank you.